Hi guys, this is Smita Dev and today on our delicious journey, we're going to be making a Sindhi thali. Though the menu might seem a little regular to you of the bhuga chawal, the Sindhi kadhi and the Arabi took, but this is my way of making this thali. So first let's make the Sindhi kadhi. For the Sindhi kadhi, just heat 4 tablespoons of ghee, splutter a teaspoon of rai or mustard seeds. Now once the mustard seeds splutter, add a teaspoon of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of methi seeds. And here I've taken 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds which are lightly crushed. I'm going to add that as well. A sprig of curry patta. And then add 1.5 cup of gram flour or besan, and on a very low flame just gently roast it till the color changes a little and it releases a beautiful aroma. Just keep roasting it. So you can see the color has changed. It's releasing an amazing aroma and also it's releasing heat. Now I want you to add 5 tomatoes that are boiled and pureed. Just keep stirring it continuously for a few minutes because we don't want the gutlis to get formed with the gram flour. Now we'll add our spices. Now first let's add a tablespoon of chili powder, a tablespoon of coriander seed powder. Just mix this well. Now we'll add half a liter of water to this. We start adding the vegetables. So first I'm going to add 1 carrot peeled and diced, 1 drumstick that's peeled and chopped like this. You know, this is one amazing dish that has got everything packed into one thing. Like it's like a one pot meal. You have your vegetables, you have your chickpea flour or gram flour, whatever. So it's like really delicious. And then I'm going to add 1 potato that is diced, peeled and diced. And here I have gawar. So I have just removed the head of the gawar, washed it well. I'm going to add gawar also to this. 2 small brinjals. These are also chopped into nice big chunks. There is bhindi also, don't worry. There is bhindi, but I'm going to saute the bhindi in oil before I add it to the Sindhi kadhi. Now let's add some salt to taste. Isn't this looking delicious? Absolutely wholesome. Now let's cover this and cook it on a medium to low flame for 5 minutes. And while this is getting cooked, I'm just going to gently fry the bhindi. Now the bhindi also I'm going to fry in ghee because I love it. So I've just chopped the head of the bhindi and I've taken about 100 grams of bhindi. So in all 100 grams I've taken of all the vegetables. So the ghee has melted. I'm going to add the bhindi to this and saute it till they are partially cooked. Now after 5 minutes, just stir the curry. Now if you feel this has got a little thick, you can add a cup of water to this, hot water. So now you can see the bhindi is also almost cooked. We shut the flame and add it to the curry. Okay. Now there's one very important ingredient that we need to add is the tamarind pulp. Now the tamarind pulp will prevent the vegetables from getting overcooked. Okay. Normally what happens when you make a stew or you make a curry with vegetables, they tend to become limp, or they just wilt away. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 tablespoons of thick tamarind pulp. It's very easy to make tamarind pulp. Just take a nice large lemon size of tamarind, soak it in warm water, a cup of warm water for 2 hours, and just then squeeze out all the pulp. Very simple. Mix this well, cover and cook till the vegetables are done. Remember to keep stirring at regular intervals. Now for the bhuga chawal, heat 3 tablespoons of ghee. Just add whatever spices you like. I like a little aroma of spices in the chawal. So I'm going to add 2 bay leaves, an inch of cinnamon, 3 green cardamoms, 3 cloves and 10 peppercorns. Let's wait for them to release their aroma. And now here I have 3 onions, medium-sized onions, which I have sliced. Now here comes Mr. Patience, where you patiently need to fry the onions till they are golden brown in color. I know you know why I'm smiling, but yeah, patience is the word. So I have been patient enough till now to see that the onions have changed their color, and now I'm going to add salt. So for this bhuga chawal, I've taken 2 cups of basmati rice, okay, which has been washed and soaked in water for half an hour. So I'm going to add just 1.5 teaspoon of salt and going to make them nice and crisp now. So you see how the onion starts sweating immediately when you add salt to it. So the onions are crisp. We'll add half a teaspoon of chili powder, 3 green chilies, 2 cups of basmati rice that was washed and soaked. Now don't forget, we've already added salt, okay? Just mix this well. Now add double the quantity of water to rice. So we've taken 2 cups of rice, so 4 cups of water. Now give this a good stir and cover and cook till the rice is done. Let's see what's happening with the curry. I want to check if the vegetables are done. Yeah, the vegetables are cooked and they are cooked beautifully. So now the Sindhi curry is ready, but I'm going to give it a tadka because sometimes I feel, my tadka gets lost. The rai and the jeera gets lost in the Sindhi curry. So I'm just going to give a halka tadka to the curry before we serve it. Now for the tadka, heat a tablespoon of ghee. This particular tip of adding a tadka over onto the Sindhi curry was given to me by my dear friend Manjeet. So she told me, and I used to complain to her that, "Arey, my tadka cannot be seen really beautifully in the Sindhi curry." So she told me to add a tadka on top. So which I'm following her suggestion. So now add 1/4 teaspoon of methi seeds. Now splatter half a teaspoon of rai. So the rai has spluttered. Now add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Now add a sprig of curry leaves. Now add this tadka on the top, अच्छी तरह से. Cover it and let it rest. Oh, what a fragrance. The rice is done, you can see. Now just take a fork and just fluff the rice up, okay? Shut the flame. Keep it shut, and now we'll make the took. So here for the arbi took, I've taken half a kg of arbi and I've made sure that they are of the same size because I want the dish to look really beautiful. You get the elongated ones also, but I found the ones that are round. I boiled them and peeled them, and now we're going to deep fry them. Now fry them till they are nice and golden and crisp, okay? First step. So the arbi has been fried to a beautiful golden color. Let's remove it in a thali. So the arbi is nice and crisp, and I'm going to just gently smash them a bit. Can you hear the sound? The crisp sound, can you hear it? Okay. Now we're going to prepare a mixture. So take 3/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Take a tablespoon of red chili powder. A tablespoon of amchur powder. And now we'll add little salt to this. Let's mix this well. Now there are two ways of making this took. You either deep fry these little squashed pellets or the arbi, and then you sprinkle the masala on top of it, or you can just pan fry it. So should we do the pan fry thing because everyone knows how to do the refrying thing? Let's do the pan frying thing. Now let's coat the arbi with the masala and place it on the pan. Now take a little bit of oil, the hot oil that has been used for frying the arbi, and just drizzle it around the took. Make sure that the flame is not too high. It should be a medium to low. Now once you fry them crisp on one side, just flip them gently on the other side. Fry them crisp and then serve them with the Sindhi kadhi and the bhuga chawal. So the Sindhi thali is ready with the arbi took, the Sindhi kadhi and the bhuga chawal. Do try this thali, let me know, and keep watching Smita Dev.